Welcome back, friends. Here's another video wherein we are going to calculate the net working capital requirement. Now, here's a problem. From the following details, calculate the net working capital required by the company after adding 10% for contingencies. Level of activity is 1,04,000 units per annum. Now, the level of activity could be with the production, the sales. Cost of production is rupees 170 per unit, comprising of RM. RM is raw material. Cost of raw material 80 rupees per unit. Direct labor 30 rupees per unit. Overheads rupees 60 per unit. And yeah, that's it. And selling price is rupees 200 per unit. Raw material is in stock for 4 weeks. Work in process or progress 50% complete is in stock for two weeks. Finished goods is in stock for 4 weeks. Credit allowed to debtors 8 weeks. Credit allowed by suppliers 4 weeks. Lag in payment of wages 1.5 weeks. Cash at bank is expected to be 25,000. Now we have to find out what is the net working capital required. Now remember that net working capital is nothing but total current assets minus total current liabilities, and then you'll get your net working capital. It is as simple as that. Find out what are your current assets, find out what are your current liabilities, deduct the current liabilities from current assets, and you will get your net working capital. But the first thing is we have to show what is the level of activity per week. Now why do we need to calculate the level of activity per week? Because everything you see that stock, raw material is in stock for 4 weeks, work in process in weeks, everything is in weeks. But here the level of activity is 1,04,000 units per annum. So show that. So say production per week is equal to 1,04,000 units divided by how many weeks are there in a year? Yes, 52. So you will get 2,000 units per week. All right. So next thing is to show statement. Find out the net working capital. So statement showing net working capital. All right. Net working capital. Next, current assets. Find out the current assets. Now, how will you find out the current assets here? Okay, the first one, raw material is a current asset, WIP is a current asset, finished goods is a current asset, credit allowed to debtors, so accounts receivable or debtors is also a current asset. But the current liability is creditors, then outstanding wages. So these are the two current liabilities. Cash at bank is also a current asset. So first thing is raw material, stock of raw material. Okay, stock of raw material. So there are 2,000 units per week into, now what is the price of raw material? It is 80 rupees. 80 into raw material is in stock for 4 weeks. So 4 into 4. So 2,000 into 8, that is 1,60,000. 1,60,000 into 4, you'll get 6,40,000. So 6,40,000. Next is your work in process. So WIP, I'll just write WIP. Okay. Now, what WIP is in stock for how many weeks? 2 weeks. All right. So it'll be 2000 into what is the price of work in process. You'll have to take now work in process. You'll have to take 80 plus 30 plus 60. All right. So 80 plus 30 plus 60 will give you 170, which is nothing but your cost of production per unit. So 2000 into 170. All right. It was into thing into how many weeks? 2 weeks. Into, now it says here, listen, work in process 50% complete. So 50% complete. So 50 by 100. All right. So when you calculate that, 2000 into 170 into 2 divided by 2 is 3,40,000. So 3,40,000. Next is finished goods. All right. Now what is finished goods? So 2000 into what is the price of finished goods? Now finished goods also we're going to take it at cost of production into 170 into, now how many weeks is finished good? 4 weeks. So 2000 into 170 into 4, that is 13,60,000. All right. So we are done till finished goods. Now what is the next one? Yes, debtors. We have to calculate debtors. All right. So credit allowed to creditors. Credit allowed to debtors. Sorry. So just write debtors here. Debtors. Pronounced as debtors. All right. So it'll be 2000 into, now what do you sell to debtors? You sell your goods at what rate? You're going to sell it at the selling price. So 2000. And credit allowed to debtors is 8 weeks. So 8. And you'll get 32 lakhs. Anything else? Yes, cash at bank. So cash at bank or bank balance is what is given, 25,000. So you add up, you'll get 56 or 55 lakhs, 65,000. All right. So we are done with current assets. Now find out current liabilities. Okay, that's my dog barking in the background. Do not mind him. Current liabilities. All right. What is your current liabilities here? Number 1, credit allowed by suppliers. So who are your suppliers? Your suppliers are your creditors. Creditors. So creditors. Now what do you buy from your creditors? What do you purchase? Yes, you purchase raw material. So 2000 into the price of raw material, which is 80, right? See, raw material is 80 per unit. So 2000 into 80 into how many weeks? Credit allowed by suppliers, 4 weeks. So that works out to 6,40,000. Next is lag in payment of wages. So that is outstanding wages. What is outstanding wages? So 2000 into, what is the labor cost? Here it's given 30. So 30 into 1.5 weeks. 1.5. So how much is that? So 2000 into 30 into 1.5, that will give you 90,000. So add up, it will come to 7,30,000. All right. So what is the net working capital? So your net working capital is your net working capital is equal to current assets minus current liabilities. What is your current assets? 55, there we have found out, 55 lakhs, okay, 55 lakhs 65,000 minus current liabilities, which is 7 lakhs 30. All right, how much will that be? So 55 lakhs 65,000 minus 7 lakhs 30,000, that works out to 48 lakhs 35,000, plus we have to add here, see it's mentioned, add 10% for contingencies. So add another 10% for contingencies. So plus 10% for contingencies. All right. So what is 10% of this into 10%? So it will be 4 lakhs 83,500. So 48, 35. So it works out to 53 lakhs 18,500. So there we have it. So that is your net working capital required. Okay, so there we have it. Stay tuned for a few more problems.